Yes, we are now here in the production room. I'm like very. How do I look now? Do I look weird? Oh no. Okay, so we are here in the production room. Maybe it's a bit noisy because of the machines. So let us have Ronald to describe more of this very interesting machine that I don't understand what's happening.
Hi, welcome to this mini little factory. So what you can see here, is actually, my production facility where I actually made all my chocolates. And as you can see right here inside this room here, this is where I keep all my cocoa beans. So all the beans that fly, that come to my shop, they are all air flown into Singapore.
Okay.
So they are coming from all over the world.
Okay.
So it will be placed inside this room, and then this is the room where we actually sort the beans. So this is in fact one of the first, I would say, process that we need to do, because these beans itself may have some broken beans or some defective beans which cannot be used to make chocolates, because it will affect the flavor during the roasting. So hence we have to hand sort every piece of the bean. So it's all manually done.
Wow.
Yes, so after sorting these beans, removing all these so-called defective beans, we will sort another round by separating the small beans and the big beans. Because the smaller beans will tend to get roasted faster than the bigger ones. So we have to roast them separately.
Wow.
So just the first process itself already takes quite a lot of time and a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so after sorting the beans, so what we're going to do is, this is the roaster. This is where I roast my beans. So this roaster will actually help me to accurately roast the beans to the required temperature. So the temperature range from 120 to about 150 degrees Celsius, depending on the different types of origins. The different origins will have a different roasting profiles and parameters. So after roasting, we cool the beans. We're going to leave the beans, in the container, leave it for at least about 6 hours before we actually crack the beans. This is where we crack the beans and winnow the beans. When I say crack, we are crushing these beans so that this layer of shells that on the beans itself will be separated from the inside of the bean. The inside of the beans itself is actually the main ingredients in making chocolate. So what I do is, after cracking, I will have to go through this winnowing. This winnower actually helps me to separate the shells from the inside of the bean. Because these beans are cracked into small little pieces, so we call them cocoa nibs. In fact, cocoa nibs is one of the main ingredients in making chocolate. And at the same time, these are also available for sale in some of the health shops. Why? Because these cocoa nibs contains very high amount of antioxidant. So they are considered as one of the superfood in the world. So some people may buy cocoa nibs to eat or to use it as a topping to their desserts like ice cream, yogurts, or even bakes. So, but like I said, it's still a main ingredient in making my chocolate. So I will put in all my roasted, I would say cracked cocoa nibs in here. This is called a grinder. Some people call them melonger. So this grinder actually helps to grind down these cocoa nibs into fine particles, smaller particles, and at the same time make them turn into liquid form. Why? Because this cocoa nibs actually contains about 50% of cocoa butter. So it will melt down during the grinding because of the heat and the frictional heat being, developed during this process. And at the same time, this is where I put in my organic raw cane sugar. So this sugar and the nibs goes in here. It will continue to run for some time, right? How long do this machine need to run in order to get a very smooth, velvety liquid chocolate? It requires to run for at least 52 hours. All right, this 52 hours Once it's done, what I'll do is I will remove them, go through some sieve, then I will place them all into these containers here and keep it airtight. This is called aging. All right, we age our chocolate. We usually age our chocolate to about 3 weeks to about a month before we can remelt them and mold them into chocolate bars. So every piece of my chocolate bars are all hand tempered on this table. All right, they are all hand tempered. So as you can see, right from the very beginning until when I tempered and mold them into chocolate bars, everything is all handmade. All right, so it's considered as 100% handcrafted. All right, so the other thing is that after molding these bars of chocolate, every piece of these bars are all hand wrapped. There's no machine to wrap my bars. Everything is all hand wrapped. Even the expiry date and the batch numbers on the wrappers or the packaging is all handwritten. So I want to make sure that this whole entire process of making these chocolates to have the 100% handcrafted ingredients in there. All right, so that people will be able to value, you know, the amount of hard work that I've done in making this chocolate. Okay.
Okay, so wow, I'm back again. So wow, so cool, right? You see all the production and wow, it's truly handcrafted craft chocolate. So you're a chocolate lover and you love chocolate, don't go to the supermarket and buy already lah. Okay, that is from me, not from me, not from you. Okay, you come here and get your handcrafted chocolate. Is wow, it's fully handcrafted from the starting to the final production. You will super love it, and I tell you, I'm going to get the 99% one. I think you'll be super cool. They look younger, right? Antioxidant. Okay, see you. Okay, so let's talk about the award-winning chocolate. Wow, cool! Right? Award-winning sounds very cool. And of course, we have our Ronald to share with us what are all these, which are the chocolate that are award-winning and what is the award about. Okay?
Hi. Well, we have actually won 8 awards so far. So we have actually started bringing our chocolates for competition way back in 2018, early 2018 actually. So Academy of Chocolate, AOC is one of the organization where they actually have I would say it's quite a big panel of judges from different professions coming to taste the chocolate and give certain credits and points to ensure that you are able to be awarded. There are 3 awards provided, to winners. One is the gold, the silver, and the bronze. Well, I have won the bronze award so far, and I've won consecutive years for our chocolate from AOC, the Academy of Chocolate. And one of the first award that I won is actually Thailand and Peru. I've actually brought these 2 bars up for competition. That was my first attempt. So, but well, very excited that I've won 2 awards for these 2 bars. Yes, and I also, the following year, which is this year, what I did was I try a little bit more and brought a few more. I brought actually 6 more different origins for the awards again, and all my 6 origins won the awards again.
Wow.
So total I have won 8 awards.
Wow.
Yeah, and so now as you can see, there are 2 stickers here. One is the so-called I would say the Academy of Chocolate Award. The other one is the Great Taste Award. Great Taste Award is actually featuring fine food in the world. So it's also based in UK. So I would say the awards are given to like like 1 star, 2 star, and 3 stars. I've actually won 1 star and 2 stars.
Wow.
Featuring again, my first 2 award-winning chocolate bars, the Thailand, Chiang Mai, and Peru. And of course, 99% is something which a lot of people may be wondering how bitter it's going to be.
Yeah.
I've actually had posters here, to entice people to, know more about this one. That's why my poster actually have a tagline: "Are you afraid of the dark?"
Wow.
So this is something which is exciting and fun to discover.
Yeah.
99 may be very bitter, but it all depends on the origins. The origins that I have here for this 99 is actually Venezuela.
Okay.
And this Venezuela is actually a very fruity bar. So yes, you may taste the bitterness. The cocoa flavor is intense, but the aftertaste is fruity. Alright. So similarly, like when we have Peru, that is 70% dark chocolate, craft chocolate that we have here. Peru is a very unique piece of chocolate. A lot of my customers also say, wow, Peru, I taste this one, it's like tasting chocolate with wine. Why? Because it has this currant or even raisiny kind of flavor note in there. So it's something which is, you don't normally find those chocolates that you find out there in the supermarket. And then the first thing is that you'll never know what origins those are also.
Yeah,
You just say
dark
70%,
chocolate, right?
85%, but
Yeah.
they will never tell you where those origins of the cocoa comes from, because they probably buying from a mix of different origins. So it's quite difficult for them. That's why these are called single origin.
Single origin.
Yes. As you can see closer up is that not only that I name the country, but I also name the location of the farm.
Okay.
So you may even call them single estate.
Single estate.
Yes. So it's featuring where these beans comes from and where the farms are located. Okay. So these are some of the award winnings that we have. Of course, other award winning ones like Mexico is one of them. We have the Mexico that is also won this year.
Oh.
All right. India. All right, it's also won this year. Then we have also got the Papua New Guinea, also won this year. All right.
Wow.
So we have quite a few that are won this year, and with the Great Taste Award as well. So, I always tell my customer who comes in here, I said, you don't know what to try? Yes, try out the award-winning one first. Yes. Then from there you venture into other origins. So I have a lot of samples here. Free to taste them. Every customer comes in here. They can actually freely pick up the samples and try them. And this is amazing. Reason is because a lot of people have never tried a chocolate that is of so complex in terms of flavor.
Yeah.
Because there are some very fruity, some early, nutty, some of them you can even taste like, Longnan flavor, crazy, banana, all these kind of flavor notes are all present in some of these chocolates here. And of course, out of all these dark chocolates, I do have one milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate?
Right. But I don't use dairy milk chocolate.
Okay.
I don't use dairy. There's no cow's milk. I use organic black soya milk.
Organic black soya milk. Wow.
Yes. So it's people who are lactose intolerant, this is one of the best alternatives to enjoy a piece of milk chocolate. It is a 60% using the origins, the beans from Philippines, the raw. Right? And yes, this is the only milk chocolate that I have in my whole entire shop.
Wow.
Yes. Well, I have a lot of kids love these chocolates, and again, every time when they come in here, when they try this, they will want to buy this, for the kids.
Okay.
But I feature this is because it's very much into helping people who are lactose intolerant, you know, to enjoy a good piece of clam chop, milk clam chop.
So you have any chocolate that have like wine?
Well, I try not to have any alcohol in my products here. Reason is because I do have a lot of Muslim customers.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
So I try to be as friendly as I can, you know, with my products, so that you know, no one miss out, you know, everything from my shop.
Wow, okay,
Yes,
sounds
yes.
good. Wow, okay, thanks for sharing.
Yeah, you're
I
welcome.
tell you, I'm 流口水 already from there. It's like so many yummy ones. I think the next one I'm going to buy now, right, is this one. Ding, 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 ding. 99%, yay! Okay, see you.